Hi, welcome back. It's Jay Green. I'm going to share with you 44 ways to find motivated sellers of California flips. Number one is realtors. This is a great way to find flips, and I network with hundreds of local realtors and I've gotten to know over the years. And these realtors are a great source of finding deals. Realtors speaking to potential sellers and buyers. And as you get to know them, they are a really good source of finding potential flips. I bought a lot of my flips through realtors. Number two is direct mail. I also use direct mail to locate my flips. Direct mail works really well, and it's great because you're dealing directly with a property owner and there's no middleman negotiating for you, so you're dealing directly with that potential property owner. And direct mail would be postcards, handwritten letters, typed letters, and you're mailing them out to where the property owner lives. Not necessarily the situs address where the property is, but you're mailing it to the actual owner. From different list companies. Some of it's free from a title insurance company. You can talk to your title rep if you're in the business or you have a relationship with the title rep. But some of this data is free. Some of it you need to go through a list company depending on the filters that you put on there. In just a minute, I'm going to go into the various filters and how you get that data and what data you should be scrubbing to dig down a little bit deeper to find the right motivated seller. Number three is networking, and I use networking. You can join an investment club, you can go to real estate meetings, you can go to industry events, and you're meeting people that are dealing with potential motivated sellers. Number four are wholesalers. A wholesaler is can sometimes be an investor, but normally a wholesaler is just the person that's out in the field that are trying to find the flip. They're talking to the homeowner. They're calling them, they're mailing them, they're knocking on their door, they're talking to realtors. The wholesaler is actually the one looking for the deal, but they don't necessarily buy the deal. What they do is they'll make an offer and they'll get it accepted, tying up the property, and then they'll find a flipper and they'll mark up the price they've negotiated a little bit, like 5, 10, 15, 20. I've seen it well up over 6 figures if they're getting a really good deal on the property. So the wholesaler can be a really good source for finding flips. They're out there, you can find them. There's actually certain companies like New Western Acquisitions is one of the biggest ones in California, and they have wholesale deals. They do a lot of mailing. They have a lot of boots on the ground finding deals. They are wholesale companies, so you want to find more wholesalers. Number five, social media. Social media is great. Everybody's on their phones, everybody's on their computers or on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, various other platforms where people are meeting and talking and sharing photos and where you can make new friends and network with people. You can advertise, you can pay for advertising to promote your business as a cash investor buyer. You can post updates on your properties. This is a great way to find flips, and you should be taking advantage of social media. Number six, create a website. There's companies out there like Investor Carrot and other sites where they'll have these template I buy cash websites. Just go in there and tweak them a little bit, but having a website with your company, make a website and you can showcase projects you've done, put on your 800 number or your number that people can reach you direct. And you can start SEO or search engine optimization and getting your website out on Google and different search engines. So if wholesalers or realtors or other property owners are looking for a cash buyer, you can show up on those search engines and be found. Number seven are attorneys. Attorneys are a great source of finding motivated sellers because attorneys are talking to sellers of property. 3 good ones would be probate attorneys, trust attorneys, and real estate attorneys. I have purchased many houses from attorneys that specialize in trusts and probates, and they'll call me and they'll present me opportunities. I have a realtor friend in Long Beach, and his girlfriend is an attorney, and he gets a lot of listings, and I've purchased countless properties from this person. So Contacting probate, trust, real estate attorneys can be a great way to find motivated sellers and flips. Number 8, farming an area, or what they call driving for dollars, where you actually get in your car and you drive around and you look for the ugly duckling. You look for that ugly house that has the chip paint, that has the blue tarp on the roof, that has the weeds growing 3 feet high. What you do is you drive around, you write down the address, and you research who the owner is and where they live and get their mailing address. Send them a postcard, send them a letter, find their phone number. Number 9, working with realtors that specialize in trusts and probates. And you can find them, there's a specific designation. Realtors that are working with people that are going through probate can be a good source of buying flips. There are a lot of properties right now that are held in trust and also going through probate. We have a lot of baby boomers that are now of age to either transition into a smaller place or a retirement community or a nursing home. So think of contacting realtors that specialize in trusts and probates. You can get in front of realtors who are controlling property owners that are very motivated, that have potential flips. Number 10 are bird dogs. A bird dog is a little different than a wholesaler. A bird dog individual, usually they're not a licensed person, but they're really aggressive and they're motivated and they're out there looking for deals. They're knocking on doors. They're putting their feelers out. They're networking with people. They're calling. They're out there following up on leads. Bird dogs are very motivated people that find flips. You can train people, find them as you're in this business and in the trenches. Bird dogs sometimes will run advertisements or they'll respond to your advertisements. So having bird dogs can be a good method for finding motivated sellers. Number 11 are TV and radio ads. You can advertise on local cable channels, and I know people that also do radio advertising. So this is also a way to get to motivated sellers. Number 12, market bulletin boards. You walk into a little cafe and they have this little cork board. Sometimes they'll allow you to put up your flyer or your postcard or your business card that says, I'm a cash buyer. And you have a lot of people in and out of different businesses that pay attention to these, whether it's a little display with with a brochure, a little trifold brochure, or a flyer at your dry cleaners or your business you go into regularly. Ask them if you can leave a little stand or a brochure. Number 13, car signs and car wraps. I know people that do this. I have a contractor friend who has his truck wrapped and it says, "I buy houses cash." And people call on these. And I also know other flippers that have wrapped their cars and "I'm a cash buyer, I close in days, as is, no real estate commissions." So wrapping your car is another way to find deals. Number 14 is door knocking. I used to do a lot of door knocking. Yourself a flyer or a postcard or a little business card that says "I buy properties cash," and you're out, you're driving for dollars, or you have your list already that you find, and go and knock on their door. Now, we're in COVID times. We need to be sensitive and careful and use good practices. Knocking on doors is an amazing way of finding motivated sellers. Number 15, door hangers. You can do this yourself. You can get door hangers made that say "I buy properties cash, I'm a cash investor," and blanket an area or hang them on specific properties that look like they're flips or you've already identified as flips. Hang that door hanger. Hire a company. There's companies out there that will distribute these door hangers. Walking Man. There's other companies that'll do it. Number 16, delivery or carriers. Get to know postmen in your area, UPS, FedEx people, utility people. These people are out looking at properties. They're delivering packages. They get to know the neighborhoods. They know who's moving. They know what's going on in neighborhoods. So by networking with some of these carriers, you'll also have other little people on the ground, boots on the ground, looking for deals for you. And then decide if you're going to pay them a little referral or how you're going to reward them for finding good flips for you. Number 18 is flyers. Some people do this. You go to a shopping center where there's a Walmart or there's maybe a major market, and you flyer all the cars with your flyer, "I buy properties cash." This can work. Number 19, contact Section 8 landlords. Usually a Section 8 landlord will live in that contacting Section 8 landlords who are renting their property, and if they lose their Section 8 tenant or they just get tired of having a tenant in the property, they're considering selling, they can be a motivated seller. Getting lists of Section 8 property owners is you can find it on the internet by searching it. There are list companies that can get you this data. Number 17. Number 17, bandit signs. What is a bandit sign? Bandit signs are those signs you see that are usually nailed up to like an electrical pole that says, "I buy houses cash," a cash buyer, cash investor. Those are called bandit signs. Some people use them and have success. Some cities allow them, most cities don't. So if you put them up, expect that they're going to get torn down, but they'll be up there for a little while, and some sellers do respond to these I buy cash bandit signs. You might pick up some bird dogs, you might find some wholesalers, you might have some private money lenders calling you off your bandit signs. They do work. Number 18 is flyers, where you might go into a shopping center or where there's a major market or a Walmart, and you put it on people's windshield that says, "I'm an investor, I buy houses cash." Number 19, Section 8 landlords. You can contact landlords that have Section 8 tenants, find a list company, and they'll give you a list of owners that have Section 8 tenants. And they can be motivated people, because sometimes they'll lose the tenant, or the tenant, they're having issues with the tenant, or they're just tired of owning that rental property. Number 20, title companies and title reps. They're a good source of data, but they also network with realtors and other industry people in our business. Let your title rep know. If you have a title rep, you're a cash buyer, you're looking for deals, let them know. They're in the field, they're interfacing with realtors and lenders and other people in our business, other flippers, and they might come across deals for you. 21, small home builders. Small home builders are out there looking for lots, they're looking for houses to tear down, they're networking with other people in the business, and sometimes they'll have deals for you. So it's not a bad source of deals, is networking with small home builders. Number 22, contact retirees. Retirees are sometimes in a place to want to sell their property, where they're moving out of area or they're downsizing. Finding a list of retirees and sending them a postcard, a letter, or knocking on their door or giving them a call, they're potential good sellers of flips. Number 23, rental agents and property managers. I network with property managers and I actually find deals. This works for me. I've bought flips, I've bought apartment buildings from people that manage those properties, and property managers can be good sources of flips, because sometimes their clients, the owners of properties, they just get tired of owning the property, or maybe the owner passes and it gets inherited by a family member, and then they don't want to rent it out, they just want to sell it. Number 24, nursing and retirement homes. A lot of the people that live there own property, and they're going to be at some point ready to sell. Now, if you can find a way to get in touch with the residents to, send a letter or do a presentation, maybe even flyer some of the, parking lot periodically, but use your creativity. Number 25, lenders. Lenders are a good source of flips, because they're also talking to property owners, and sometimes those property owners are in a situation where they can't obtain financing, or they don't want to obtain financing, they need money, and they just want to sell a property. So by networking with lenders and mortgage brokers and banks, you'll get some flips that way. Number 26, HUD Foreclosure. There are a list of HUD foreclosures you can obtain, and you can send them a postcard, a handwritten letter, or a letter. But that's also another way to find flips. Number 27 is funeral homes. I don't network with funeral home directors. It works for other people. I wanted to mention it. Number 28, FSBO signs. FSBO is a for sale by owner. If you see a FSBO sign, go knock on their door. Sometimes for sale by owner will consider selling the property to a cash buyer. You can also get lists of FSBOs from different companies out there, like RedX, or you can actually get the telephone number and give them a call. Sometimes there are sellers that are for sale by owner, and their property is in such a condition that it just can't be purchased by a regular retail buyer, meaning someone that's going to buy it and move into it. And it has to go to an investor because of the condition of the property. But for FSBOs are a good way to find motivated sellers and flips. And I have bought several properties from for sale by owners. 29, insurance brokers. Insurance brokers are speaking with property owners. They're insuring their properties. You get to know more insurance agents and they know what you do. One of my insurance agents has sent me a couple deals because he insures properties for other investors. Networking with insurance brokers, you can find motivated sellers and flips. 30 is military bases. People move a lot that are on military bases. They own properties. They're moving out of the area. They want to sell a property. Or maybe even filtering properties that have VA loans on them. You might get to the servicemen and women that are motivated on selling their property. Number 31, this is a good one. Eviction filings and court records. When an eviction is taking place, it puts a lot of pressure on the landlord or the property owner. You can get a list of data you can find through a list company of when an eviction's been filed, or you can go to the courthouse. Well, now during COVID it's a little harder, but you can find recently filed evictions. Find out where the property is, and then find out who owns that property, find out where their address is, send them a letter, give them a call, send them a postcard. Number 32, estate sales. I have bought properties where estate sales are taking place. I've actually been walking through properties that I'm going to buy or potentially have a chance to buy where an estate sale is going on. So if you can find out where the estate sales are and then find out who the owner is, find out where their address is, get a telephone number, send them a letter, they're going to most likely be interviewing realtors or considering just selling to cash buyers. Number 33, credit repair companies. Some people, property owners, are trying to repair their credit. Credit's in bad condition. They can't obtain financing. They're in a rough situation. Sometimes they are willing to sell their properties at a discount. So by networking with some of these credit repair companies, you can find potential flips. Number 34 is courts. You can go there and get a lot of data. You can get eviction filings, probates, divorces, tax liens, code violations. There's a lot of things that happen at the courts, and you can get this data from companies. There's list companies out there. Google search list companies, and then you tell them the filters, the events you're looking for, and they'll give you addresses, sometimes telephone numbers, sometimes emails. Number 35, condemned houses. Condemned houses where there might be a fire, or there's the condition of the property is bad, where the city or the county has gone in and they don't want anybody living there because it's not safe. You can find this information. There are list companies that can give you some of this data. Number 36, classified ads. Some people still run classified ads in newspapers and magazines or different publications that there's an ad in there, like a for sale by owner or fixer. Some people still advertise like that. Number 37, city and county inspectors. These people are out there dealing with code violations and condemned properties. If you build relationships with some of these people, they can be like your bird dogs, and they can also get you potential motivated sellers and flips. I know a realtor that has a lot of relationships with people like that, and they give them deals. Number 38 are MLS listings. In the market we're in, it's a little more challenging to find deals on the MLS, but it still works. You need to have access to the MLS. Typically, you need to be a realtor or at least an affiliate. So you need to call a local board of realtors and see if you get access to the MLS. If not, maybe having a realtor friend or someone that has access. Now, when you're looking for flips, sometimes it'll either be in the pricing, or a realtor will write a description, fixer, handyman special, investors only. Any property that's been on the market that's a fixer is a potential flip. Even if it's pending or under contract, sometimes those properties fall out. A lot of times they do. The buyer never performed. And you still contact that realtor and let them know you're willing to, you want to be in backup position. So you still can find deals on the MLS. 39 are auctions, auction.com. You can go on online auctions and actually buy flips this way. I know people that do it. So don't turn away from auction. Trustee sales, and when a notice of default gets filed, then a trustee sale gets published and gets set. And that's going to be an auction, a live auction as well. But usually you need to have cash to go to a trustee sale. So just be mindful of that. But there are a lot of people that actually just bid at trustee sale, and they don't buy properties other ways. That's their main platform of going to these trustee sales. and you can get list of notice of defaults. When people have fallen behind on their payments, a bank or a lender, usually after about a few payments have been missed, they'll file a notice of default, and that process usually runs 3 or 4 months. After that, the trustee sale can get set, and then that's going to be in the auction, and people show up with cashier's checks. You need to have cashier's checks. You can't get financing. You can get financing after you own the property, but usually when you go to a trustee sale, you do need to have cashier's checks. And then it takes a couple days after you've bid, you're the winning bidder, and then you receive a trustee's deed, but you have to have cash. Number 40 is advertising, and you can run ads in different publications. You can run ads online through Facebook or different platforms online, letting people know you're a cash buyer. Even billboards work amazing. Number 42, I use this technique, but yard signs. When you own a flip and you're working on the project, put your sign out there. I buy properties cash. Project underway. You're looking to sell your property, give me a call. A simple sign on some stakes, put it in the front. People are driving by. Property owners that might be motivated on calling you to have you make an offer on their property. It's free advertising. Number 43, looking on Craigslist. I've actually found deals this way. You'll find bird dogs, you'll find wholesalers. It's inexpensive. You can run an ad there. I'm looking for property. People might call you, or just look for other. Number 44, this one works really well, and that's what I do. I'm a private money lender. I find flips by providing financing for flippers, and sometimes they'll contact me and they'll end up not buying the property and want to wholesale it to me, or as I get to know flippers, they'll just give me deals. And so if you're interested in becoming a private money lender, it's a great way to find flips and be in the trenches and be around a lot of flips, finding opportunities and networking with more flippers, and people are calling you, and sometimes they'll pass on deals, they'll want to partner with you. So becoming a private lender is a good way to find deals, or at least as you're flipping, you're building your flip business, you're going to get to know private money lenders. And they're also going to be networking with other flippers. The thing to succeeding in finding flips is being consistent, and pick a few marketing techniques you want to do and consistently do it. My goal is to teach you how to find deals so you can succeed as a flipper. Possibly come to me and borrow money from me as a private lender. Come to me and partner, sell me a flip, wholesale me a deal. Hit the like button if you like this video, but please subscribe to my channel. And again, thank you for watching.